Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I'll also publish on Rumble and on Patreon for extra support. Any kind of updates and such usually I go about on Twitter X. Tomorrow I will be launching or in this case, publishing the last episode of Firewatch. Then next week I will be starting off with Planet of Lana. And yeah, just a quick reminder as always, I got completed gameplay series here. And yeah, let's go to the news. Some really interesting stuff happened yesterday. 5070 Ti non-Ti reviews came up, and yeah, it's another shit show chapter for this new generation of NVIDIA GPUs. Again, I watched Gamers Nexus and Hardware Unbox reviews through and through. Again, of course, this 5070 doesn't have any kind of related 4090 performance. Um, Basically, the consensus, at least between these two, is it seems to be the same performer that the 4070 Super, if not mistaken. I think that's the GPU there from the previous generation. And even in some cases, it just loses outright for the 4070 Super, even though they NVIDIA wanted to be compared with the 4070, but the 4070 was replaced with a refresh mid-generation with the 4070 Super, both in terms of price and replacing the GPU itself. So it's the only comparison that realistically people would have to go about here. And yeah, it's not a good GPU. The fact that he only has 12 gigabytes of VRAM doesn't help either. Mainly trying to use the technology from DLSS, RTX, and MFG. Again, all these new technologies that NVIDIA tries to hype up, they just use more VRAM, and it's unadmissible that supposedly mid-range or higher mid-range GPU doesn't have enough VRAM to use these technologies. And again, underperforms on the 7900 XT in almost cases, of course, with the exception of ray tracing, it performs better than that. But yeah, they focus a little bit on the 7900 XC because it's kind of supposedly, again, the embargo should lift today on the 9070 XT reviews, but there is a hint that probably this RDNA 4 GPU, the XT variant, does perform really close, at least in terms of resolution, at least with the 7900 XT give it about, and I will assume it performs well better than in terms of ray tracing, even better than the 7900 XTX. But probably during today we will see those reviews coming out. But yeah, RTX 5070, it's not good. Same in line with basically the this 5000 series generation. It's not a good uplift in terms of performance, plus all the prices, plus this missing drops. That could affect also some instances of the 5070, but given the fact that there will not be any kind of inventory at launch, supposedly, um, I think they might encounter some issues with those 5070s. I will assume, and they don't want to have the compounding effect of another GPU launch with missing ROBs in some cases. And this information of the fact that we only going to have, if you really want to buy at least the Founders Edition, um, uh, it's going to only have stock on late this month, which is not good, given that the reviews are already out and the launch of the GPU is already today. This comes from several reviewers because they got like 2.5 hours before launch. So 2.5 hours before everybody already did their videos, their conclusions. I will assume they're already on private on YouTube, waiting for the review embargo to come up, and they got 2.5 hours before the official launch that the 5070 Founders Edition will not hit the market until later this month. Again, this comes from this Andreas Schilling, which usually publish a lot of this insider stuff, and I think he is a reviewer also. Yeah. Um, I don't know what NVIDIA is been trying to do here on this generation, but it seems hopefully that AMD can catch up and do a reversal of the trend, and hopefully we'll get good reviews and a good product at launch with some inventory or plenty of inventory to try and compensate the fact that the 50 series is a deception. Not It's a deception also, but it's a deception. Oh my god, I forgot the word that I want to use. Sorry. Um, Besides being the deception, is a disappointment. That's the word that I was looking for. Um, Continuing with the Nvidia, there was always some rumors here and there with the extra VRAM here. Again, this it's very finicky here. That the 40 that's supposed to be a 4090 with 96 gigabytes of VRAM, but it's still on early testings. I don't think this is. It might be possible, but I don't think it's very stable. The 48 VRAM, I think it can be done um, at this moment only through modding, I suppose. Again, this person supposedly went to factory. I don't know if it is like a modding factory. I'm not sure this is sanctioned by the NVIDIA again, but this modding seems to be on the 4090s to be more in AI workloads focused. But yeah, it's very weird. Suppose again, 48 gigabytes here, which is 49,000 megabytes, so around 48 gigabytes of VRAM. That's the confirmed from this person here. But yeah, there is a lot of I don't know, leaked information, or again, take it with a huge grain of salt. Again, I will assume this is like a modder factory. That we got some Brazilian guys that been doing a lot of modding on older GPUs, like increasing VRAM and all that jazz. And I suppose this is something that I don't know. A store is doing this kind of work because even with the 96 VRAM, it's a little bit tricky because of the memory bit bus and the memory models that need to be used to try and reach this kind of performance. I don't think it's possible, but yeah, it's an interesting thing here, and it shows that the 4090 still has a lot of potential capabilities for AR workloads more than or at least not as much as the 5090 supposedly, because the 5090 has more AI tops or whatever they are called there. But yeah, it's interesting to see that people are working on the 4090. Supposedly, there, I will assume it's because there is a lot of inventory of this GPU still, and I don't know, people trying to tinker around with this, but I don't think it is going to be because I assume Nvidia already stopped the producing of the 40 series altogether for a few months now. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see if something comes up out of this leaked information or insider information, whatever they want to call it. But regardless, this is seems interesting as a curiosity here. In terms of AMD stuff here on RDNA 4, we got some stuff from the 9070 XT custom models supposedly suffering from IVRAM temperatures uh, reaching over 90 degrees here. Again, this post here was removed from a Billy forum. But yeah, even though supposedly in this post, the GPU itself, the core can maintain satisfactory temperatures, the VRAM section can be quite hot, again, reaching over 90 degrees. This is the first time I hear about this. Never heard any hints that some temperature concerns, especially on the VRAM, mainly because if you hit that much of a temperature, again, it's not that the VRAM itself can be damaged, but it will throttle in terms of performance and especially in terms of overclocking the boost of the memory. It's going to not be able to do that. Again, this might be a fluke. For example, inadequate airflow of the case or something like that that might hint to a peaks on this kind of temperature, or even like a thermal pad issue. Again, we never heard anything regarding this kind of high temperatures. And again, we are going to have the reviews coming up later today. For sure, if there is an issue with this kind of high temperatures, for sure, or either Gamers Nexus or Handwear Box, for sure will let us know if they encounter something like that. But other than that, first time that I'm hearing this, might be like a single case scenario with the specific conditions that, or maybe an error in reading or doing some stuff here, because it was removed, this post, which is very interesting to say the least. And then we got again, more stuff coming out of the lineup of the RDNA 4, which supposedly it's the 9060 XT. Supposedly will come with both 16 and 8 gigabytes variants, which is something interesting that I think it's in line to try and compete with the 5060 Ti GPUs here. Again, we got this information mainly because of ECC filings, or EEC filings, listing, sorry, again, to validate the naming product, which is interesting. But again, this thing supposedly will only come second quarter, so we still, again, I think a couple of months until we get something out of this in terms of more information here. But yeah, it seems that there are going to be two variants, and again, so far we can only try to guess what kind of performance, especially against the 5060 Ti, is going to be regarding the 9060 XT. But yeah, we've been seeing around now a little bit of leaked information regarding the RDNA 4, the rest of the lineup here. Again, today is going to supposedly be a big day. The reviews will come up for the 9070 XT. Hopefully they are pretty good, especially price to performance comparatively what we already have on the market. Again, MSRP, at least from NVIDIA, is it's non-existent. Hopefully Radeon and AMD can maintain at least some stock on the retailers, but I think that they're going to be run out pretty quickly because no 5070 until at least the Founders Edition until later this month. The 5070 Ti is a shit show or a no-show in terms of stock also. And then again, 5080, 59, again, it's a mess. Hopefully AMD really can take this opportunity to gain some market share, pressure in subsequental, moving forward, can pressure NVIDIA in putting a shit together and I don't know, course correct if possible, still with a 5000 series from them on the refresh side of things, maybe next year, I don't know. But yeah, the fact that 5070 is not good product overall, we're going to get the pressure out of 9070 XT. Hopefully we can get something out of this as consumers. Again, my main concern is the consumer market. I don't care that much of internal battle between corporations because at the end they just want to make their own profit. They really don't care too much about the consumer, and without the pressure of consumers they will not do better just because. But yeah, hopefully we can get tomorrow good news regarding the RDNA 4. Yesterday I covered the Blades of Fire announcement here. It seems an interesting game, and we got already some PC system requirements. It's just interesting enough, on the detail side of things, so the node part, they recommend FSR playing the game, so upscaling even at ultra 4K quality to reach 60 FPS, which is interesting and might indicate that the game might not be that well optimized. I think this is an Unreal Engine game, which further indicates that this game is going to be heavy on the GPU side of things. Because again, even using upscaling, you will need a 4080 or a 7900 XTX. Using upscaling to reach 4K, I think quality, it's the quality of FSR, so is going to being processing this at 1440p, then upscaling to 4K and reaching around 60 FPS. Again, in terms of CPU, doesn't seem that demanding of a game here, but yeah, I think it's again, if not mistaken, I think this is an Unreal Engine. But yeah, it shows that again. I think it hopefully you can get better results out of this, but again, this is the requirements, the system requirements recommended for what we have here. I'm interested in this game because it seems interesting on I think they try not to use that much of magic. I think it's more focused on the combat side of things regarding swords, mainly because of the setup of the game itself. You're a blacksmith, so I think we might have like some runes and stuff, but I don't think it's going to be very focused on magic and the stuff in that things. I think it's more abilities and how you can use the swords or the rest of the weapons that are made out of metal, let's say. But yeah, I will try to keep and see how it goes when it comes out on where is the date? May 22nd. We'll have to wait and see. Then we got some interesting news. Acclaim, again, very well known old school gaming publisher. It seems to be going to be a relaunch of Acclaim. And they are going to focus on supporting indie developers as well, help to reignite beloved classic franchises. Again, it's very broad corporate talk. Again, we will have to wait and see what kind of plans they are going for. But yeah, it's interesting enough. Again, if they're going for indie developers and trying to, I don't know, relaunch older games that were very famous and people loved it, but there's not being a lot of support from other developers. I don't know if they're going to buy IPs or just at this moment just focusing on publishing uh, older games or remakes of older games. I don't know. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But again, it's interesting to see that supposedly the focus is on indie developers. Let's see how this goes. But yeah, it's always good to see that there is still some will and some money to be founded in this kind of initiatives. We'll have to wait and see how this goes in the upcoming months to see if they're going to announce any kind of publishing deals or any kind of IPs they are going to take over that are forgotten in the history of gaming and try to, or if not republish or relaunch the games, maybe do a remake or not a remake that I want to say, a remaster maybe. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how this goes. But yeah, in terms of gaming news, today it's my focus is this topics here. We got some gaming deals still. We got Observer System Redux is still on sale, 70% off. We got Plague Tale games, both Requiem and Innocence and Requiem, which is a sequel. Again, as a bundle or isolated, you can buy both. They are on the cheap here today. We got Jagged Alliance free, 50% off. Dredge is also 50% off. We got the Long Dark, got several editions or modes. They are 50% off basically. And then we got also the other things here. We got some bundles here with Frostpunk and also with Pacific Drive. Liza P got 40% off on the base edition of the game. Pacific Drive by itself is also on sale, 40% off if you want to buy it. And then lastly, we got Shardpunk, which has a demo. I played the demo. I think I already published this video. And yeah, it's very interesting. It's not an easy game to go about. It's difficult on purpose, and it seems pretty good, very challenging, and it's 40% off. But yeah, with all that said, I'll wrap up here for today. Got a lot of stuff to do today, so it's a little bit shorter here. I'm going to wrap up here with a plug on my Patreon for access support, which at this moment in time is for me to try and get around the storage solution so I can have backups of stuff that I do for my clients. And of course, some access storage for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunamy Master out.